In this demo, we're going to make a silicone mold of this figurine and make a cold casting in bronze. First, we roll out some clay and press the figurine in the center. We're going to use a plastic bottle to create the mold box into which we will pour the silicone. The diameter of the bottle allows about half an inch of space around the figurine. Use a hobby knife to cut the bottom out of the bottle. Now press the bottle into the clay, ensuring the figurine is centered in the mold box. Oldax Craft Seal is an easy-to-use general-purpose mold-making silicone and is perfect for this application. Add the correct amounts of part A and part B into a mixing cup and stir until a consistent color is achieved. Once the silicone is mixed, it can be poured into the mold box. Pour in a fine stream to help burst any bubbles in the silicone. Leave the silicone overnight to cure. Once cured, remove the clay from the base of the mold box. We can now cut a slit into the side of the bottle to remove the silicone mold. Now we are going to cut down the side of the silicone mold to aid in the removal of the original figurine and all subsequent castings. The cut doesn't need to be neat and tidy. In fact, a zigzag cut aids in keeping the mold locked together when casting. The mold also needs to be cut between the legs, otherwise it will be impossible to remove the castings. The original can now be removed. We are going to use the bottle as a casing for the silicone mold, but first we will need to remove the remaining end with a knife. Place the casing around the silicone mold and hold tightly with an elastic rubber band. We are going to cast the mold with Oldax Crystal Cast Clear resin mixed with bronze powder in a process called cold casting. Pour equal parts of A and B into 2 small containers. Bring them together into a mixing bowl and stir. Now we will add the bronze powder and continue to mix until the mixture is lump free. Pour some of the mixture into the mould. Slush it around and squeeze any air pockets to ensure the resin gets into all areas of the mould. Continue to pour the remaining resin into the mould. Tap the mould to ensure the casting is bubble free, releasing any of the remaining air bubbles. Leave the resin to set overnight. Once the resin has set, you can open the mould and remove the casting. Use some steel wool to buff the casting to remove a fine layer of resin to expose the bronze. Oldax Craft Seal Silicone and Crystal Cast Clear Resin and metal powders can be found on our website at www.oldax.com.au.